This is lines 83 to 92 from Ovid's account of the story of Pyramus and Thisbe, and our two love-struck um, young people here are meeting at their place by the wall again and whispering to each other. But this isn't enough, so they plan to go out and meet under the cover of darkness here. So then, with the smallest whisper, first having complained many things. So here's that neuter plural accusative, the substantive adjective. So not just many, but many things. We can assume from the neuter plural ending here, and from quaeror, the deponent verb. So not having been blanked, the participle, but the deponent having blanked. So first, having complained many things with a small, a little whisper. Statuen, they decide here. Statuen with ud means they decide. So they decide that in silent night, let me get rid of that. They decide in silent night that they would try. So here's the subjunctive verb, and then here are your two infinitives. They should try to do two things, that they should try to deceive the guards and to leave their doors, so to go outdoors. And when they have left their house, they also would leave the roofs of the city, so the houses of the city. So a couple things here. Whenever you see cum, you're trying to decide, is this the preposition with, or is this the adverbial conjunction when that starts out a subjunctive clause? And so I always look at the next word here to look and see if it's ablative. Well, domo is ablative, but we see the next verb here is the subjunctive, and so this is a cum clause. So when they left their home, then they leave also the houses of the city. And then tekta here is the synecdoche. So tekta means roofs, but commonly in poetry, not just the roofs, but the whole house. And then here we have a passive periphrastic, but it's subjunctive, and then the ne here. So way commonly means or. Here with the subjunctive, it just means and so that, now I'm going to be very literal here, so that it, we know it's it because there, the neuter, must not be wandered, the passive periphrastic, by those, a dative of agent, wandering in a wide field. So that it must not be wandered by those wandering in a wide field. This is a really, really stilted translation, but this is what Ovid is telling us, so that they don't just wander aimlessly, wandering about in a wide field. And then this is something else that they statuent, so that they decide to come together at the tomb of Ninus. So this is the husband of Semiramis, who we mentioned right at the beginning of the poem. And they decide to lie hidden, to hide under the shade of a tree. And then we have this little aside here. The tree there, and there's a was Uberima, was very fruitful with its snow white fruit. And the color of that fruit is going to become very important later. The berry is the mulberry tree is harsh or maybe tall, bordering on a chilly spring. Well, the things that they've agreed upon, their plans, are pleasing to them, and the light, having seemed to depart slowly, because of course they're anticipating and excited about their plan, is plunged into the water. So the sun sets into the water, maybe on the horizon. And from that same water, night comes out. Night leaves. Night departs from that same water.